to Tibra's Den, everyone. My name is Whitney, and welcome to another CAS Monday. Today we are doing another stereotype. If you haven't seen the previous two videos, definitely check those out. I will leave them linked in the description below as well as at the end of this video. But today we are creating Otis Green, who is the town drunk. And as I explained in previous videos, I am doing the stereotypes just to kind of get a little bit of inspiration for different characters and to kind of poke fun at some stereotypes. I really find them to be extremely problematic in real life. There's so much more to a person than what people see on the surface or what category people like to put others in. And so I kind of wanted to poke a little bit of fun at stereotypes and then also just develop these characters past what their stereotype is. And with Otis here, I definitely felt I did that with him. With the other two, especially the Golden Boy, I really wasn't able to develop their characters so much, but I think that's because I didn't go in and play with them at all. I mean, I did a little bit, especially the farmer's daughter, just because with her especially, I kind of had a personal reference or connection to reference from. The Golden Boy, that world so far removed from anything I know, I had a little bit of a hard time with him. But even Otis here, I really don't necessarily have a personal reference for him, but because I went in and I really developed his character, I was able to really connect and empathize with the character I was developing. So pretty much what I ended up doing was I went in after I created him and I did his build. I went in and I created a new household with a copy of him, and I dropped his copy or his clone or whatever you want to call it. I dropped him down to a young adult, and then I created the sim I wanted to be his wife, Alicia, and I placed him down and I had him propose because I have the slice of my life mod, and so I really wanted that memory system aspect to be part of his character as well. And so I went in and I had him propose, and they had their first kiss, and they had the wedding, and I was able to get screenshots of all that. And then I went ahead and used MC Command Center to cheat a pregnancy, just because I really didn't want to do like a full-on let's play with these guys. I just wanted to develop his backstory. So I cheated a pregnancy, and originally I was just going to do the wife and the daughter, and they were going to tragically pass away, and that's kind of what started his drinking. But I messed up, and they ended up having twins, and so they had the daughter and a son as well. And so I did not have the son pass away, and so it's just the wife and the daughter. Kind of the backstory. If there was cars in the sim anyway, they would have been maybe in a car accident and got stranded, and then they ended up freezing to death. And so that's kind of the backstory and why he started drinking. And then I ended up keeping the son, just because I know I could delete him, but I really wasn't comfortable with that, and I figured it does kind of add to his story as well. So I kept the son, and he's now an adult in this world in my save, and he kind of resents his father a little bit because all he remembers, he was a toddler when his sister and his mom passed away, and so all his memories are of his dad being drunk and not really taking care of him. But that is why Otis started drinking, is because of that tragedy. And so I did not place his son down at all in the world, but he is he's where you place him like a townie, essentially, I think is what it's called, where he's part of the world, but he's not placed in the world at all. And so he still calls his dad and kind of checks in on him, but he does have kind of a resentment there. If you guys would like me to do a build for his son, Austin, let me know, and I will place him in the world, and I will do a build, and then you guys can kind of see him as well and see his character. But for right now, I didn't place him down anywhere or anything like that. But that's kind of Otis's backstory and why he's the town drunk. But not a lot of people know his backstory, and so they just see him as the drunk of the town, and just kind of give him that stereotype without understanding, why he drinks and the tragedy that he has been through. And then I also gave him a cat just because he looked so lonely and sad. And at the time, I hadn't developed, the characters at all, and so he didn't have a son or anything like that at that time, and I wasn't planning on a son originally. And so I went and I created a cat, and the cat is just a stray that showed up, and Otis just kind of started taking care of him. And so you can see here I am doing his formal outfit, and I try to go with the military look because I figured when his wife was still alive and they were young and everything, he went into the military career, and I couldn't remember how to unlock the outfits, and so I just found this and I went with that as his formal look. And so he was in the military career, and then after he retired, before his wife and daughter died, he bought like a storage yard for like RVs and such, because what I did is I placed him down in Strangerville, and he in the little where they have the RVs and such. And then there was also like some shipping containers and things on that lot. That's kind of what I went with. And he ended up, after his wife died, he sold the house and everything and ended up converting one of the shipping containers. And then one of the other shipping containers has a bunch of his daughter's stuff and his wife's stuff in there. And then their urns and whatnot in there as well. So you'll see if you come back on Friday and watch the build, that stuff is kind of neatly stored and taken care of, where the rest of the lot is just kind of in shambles. Like, he doesn't really care, so there's a bunch of trash and dirty laundry and things like that lying around because he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't have the will, to take care of himself or take care of the property or anything like that. So he's kind of in a sad state. And then for most of his outfits, as you see, the only two that I really put any effort into looking nice were his formal look and his party wear. And for his party wear, I figure, maybe if somebody invites him to an event or a town get together or something and he's not drinking, he might put in some effort to look a little bit nicer. For his workout, I don't see him working out, and so I just did the same outfit for his workout and bedtime wear. And then for his cold weather look here, I don't think he would necessarily be too concerned about bundling up or anything like that, so I just went with maybe a longer sleeve shirt and some pants and boots. And then his hot weather is another ripped tank and just some ripped jeans. So pretty grungy looking overall, but he does have a couple outfits where he might put in some effort. And then, like I said, I did give him a cat, and so Red here, he just calls him Red because of his color, and there's just a stray cat that showed up, and he started feeding and started taking care of. And so I did make Red a free spirit, prowler, and skittish. He's, like I said, he's just a stray, and they kind of bonded a little bit. But past that, he doesn't really. He's not Otis's cat. Like, Otis did not go out to get a cat to take care of. Red just kind of showed up and he started taking care of him. So that is the backstory on Otis here and Red. And I definitely hope you guys will come back on Friday to check out the build and stay tuned till the end of this video, because I did include some screenshots, as you can see here, of the younger Otis and his wife Alicia, and then their daughter Alana and his son Austin as a toddler. And anyway, I hope you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys Friday. Bye.